Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
This little guy's Popeye. That's Amelia over there, just hanging out at the airfield. We're the RC Sailors, and welcome to our RC family. Popeye's super excited because he's going to get to chase a drone today. This drone is supposed to fly for 20 plus minutes, and it's only a $50 drone, so you should be excited too. What we're going to do is take a close look to see what comes in the box. Then we're going to fly this drone for you, see if it really does hit at least close to that 20-minute mark, and let you know if it's worth your hard-earned money. Here's the drone itself. It actually looks pretty good. It very much is going for that Phantom-esque style, but they've done their own design with black and gold, and I think it's pretty sharp. Now when you get your drone, the landing gear will not be attached, so I attached those. Very easy to install, just 4 screws. It didn't give me a hard time at all. And the camera, and it does have 4 rubber grommets on there to try to help dampen vibrations. Now this is a Wi-Fi FPV brushed motored drone. JJRC has established themselves as a very good toy grade drone and ground vehicle company, mainly drones. So I hope that by them telling us they can hit a 20-minute flight time with this, they're not exaggerating too much, but we're going to test that today for you guys. Here is the included transmitter, and it doesn't have the phone mount on it when you get it. That just fits on there snug. My favorite thing about this whole setup is that it is a chip clip method, and I trust those a lot. Trust me, I would not do this to Abby's phone if I didn't trust that mounting system, because she would just let me have it.
And you can keep it in the case.
Yes.
So your phone is extra protected.
Love that, love that, love that. Everything on the transmitter is labeled. Flip button, high, low, auto takeoff, auto land, gyro. It's getting kind of windy out, so we're going to see if this can fly in the wind today too. Now this drone does have altitude hold, which is why both joysticks or gimbals are spring loaded and they go back to center, so it should be fairly easy to fly. The only thing this drone is really missing is a visual positioning system on the bottom, so we're going to have to manually fight the wind, but it does have altitude hold. But let's take a look at this battery. This is what is going to help us achieve that 20-minute flight time, and I'm so happy to see this now on more and more drones. This is a 1,800 milliamp LiPo battery. It's a single cell, 3.7 volt, and it actually says it has a 30C discharge rating. And good for JJRC for just putting a JST plug on there. It's a very universal connector. It's non-proprietary, which means you should be able to pick up spare batteries for cheap. It just fits in the back of the drone here. Again, that's an 1,800 milliamp LiPo. You could probably pick up anywhere from a 5, 6, 7, 800 milliamp all the way up to 1,800 and fit in there no problem. I really, really like that. So even if you're not getting a 20-minute flight time on your spare batteries, you can still buy cheap spare batteries for this drone. Very awesome. It comes with a USB to JST charger. In this bag, we actually have 2 spare landing gear, believe it or not, 4 spare props, and in this bag we have 4 prop guards. I'm going to opt out of using these today because prop guards can cause a little bit of extra drag on your thrust from the propellers, so I'm going to not use those, hoping to help get closer to that 20-minute flight time. Also, I kind of view them as training wheels for drones. After hundreds of drones now, I would hope that I don't really need the prop guards in a nice open space like this, but if you're new to flying, I highly recommend putting the prop guards on. Some people just like the way they look with the prop guards on too. And just as a quick favor to you guys, here is the QR code. You can pause our video and scan that in case you lose your instructions, or maybe when you buy this, if you buy it, and it doesn't come with them for whatever reason, you still have the QR code to download the app. Let's fly this drone and see if we can get even close to that 20-minute flight time. Popeye's so excited. Let's start these motors.
Look how
maybe we
pretty
just
it
press
looks out.
there.
So nice.
Ah, okay. We just had to press auto takeoff and it just shot right in the air. So you didn't have to start the motors. The lights on this drone actually look really good too. I want to point that out while it's flying close to us. We've got blue on the back and green on the front. Popeye's so happy. Just such a good day to be out here with the family. And that's what this hobby is all about. Find somebody, anybody, to fly with. Get a dog if you don't have a dog. And just go out to a field or a park and just have a good time outside tinkering with something like this, or just truck, anything, and just have fun. Just get out and enjoy the hobby. Try something new if you've been in the hobby for 20 years. If you've been an airplane guy for 20 years, get a drone. Now, this thing is flying really well. I am just going to keep my hands off of the left stick so you guys can see how well it does with the altitude hold. Sometimes these drones will have 2, 3, 4 foot of play on the altitude. This one is not like that at all. It's rock solid. It's doing a really good job.
Where's that dog going?
I'm gonna get
you
Popeye.
should chase him down.
Okay, Popeye, come here, buddy. Come on. Popeye, come on. Come on. Good boy. Good boy.
You gotta get the drone, bud.
Get the drone, Popeye. Popeye, let's get the drone.
He's like, I'm gonna get you.
Well, the video feed is doing a really good job too. Now, I got to keep in mind when I tell you guys this, it is a toy grade drone, so we have to have a toy grade level of mindset. It looks okay. It's very usable if you wanted to just practice getting shots with your expensive drone. You know, okay, I can fly forward, I can turn, and let's try to get the clubhouse. See, I'm able to do that all FPV without having to glance up at the drone while Abby maintains line of sight for me. So that's nice. Very, very usable, but it's not something that you're going to probably brag about the video feed quality afterwards. Let's get the drone back a little closer. There we are, Abby, and little Amelia in her stroller. And a flyby. Very nice. So you're keeping track of the time, right?
Yes.
Good. All right. We have got to see if we can get close to that 20 minutes. I would be very happy if it had like 16 or 17 minutes of flight time. But they do say 20 on the box, so that's what we're here to test. Now we have high and low rates, so let's press that. 2 beeps, so that means we have more control over the drone now. It can fly faster and fight the winds even better. And this drone feels very, very intuitive and responsive. It doesn't feel like it has any delay. It doesn't have any weird flight characteristics. Yeah, whoa is right. I like this a lot. Now as we get lower to the ground, it does almost act like it wants to come down a bit, almost like it thinks it's low enough to do an auto landing. That was me. I did that earlier when I was flying out a bit farther, but it's not doing it now, so I think we're okay. Popeye's staying close, Amelia's nice and quiet, and we're testing a drone that has a 20-minute flight time on the box. I'm very happy right now. We have a flip button, so let's test that. And you know what, with the sun out, look, it's probably hard to see on the camera. I'll get closer. You see those gold propeller tips? They look really good right now. They look really good. With the sun hitting it, very nice. Okay, so let's go up here and do a flip. I just press the button and then pick a direction, and wow, it doesn't like flips.
I figured it'd be too bottom heavy with the camera.
It's a little heavy. Let's do a backflip. So okay, the backflip was a lot smoother. Let's do a front flip. Now that everyone's dizzy watching the FPV down there, and a left flip. Okay, the first one was a little rocky, but the last 3 were pretty good, so not a bad flip for a phantom-shaped drone. They're not really the most agile drones out there. I like it. JJRC is doing some good things here. I really hope it can hit that flight time. That's what we're here to test. I feel like this would be a good time to have a live video so we could talk to everybody, because we got 20 minutes to kill here, guys. There are a few other features that I do want to test. We have a gyro looking thing. That's got to be headless mode, but let's try it. Very loud beeps, right? So now that I'm in headless mode, at least I assume it's headless mode, let's aim left and push out. That is not headless mode, because everything is still there. Yeah, it's headless mode. Whoa. It's just off. Okay, I have to exit headless mode because I think the drone needs to be calibrated for that to work properly, because it was off. Now when I faced the drone to the left, it thought everything was still normal, but then I rotated it a little bit more and it was way off. I pushed away and it kind of went to the back left. That's why you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I have like a 6-minute flight so far. Is that what you have? Okay.
5.5 is probably where you're at, because I hit record before we took off.
So you think it's like 5.5?
5.5.
Okay,
That's pretty accurate.
Okay. Well, this actually said 6:40 when I told you that. That's why I already took off like
really?
30 seconds. Yeah. So I think I was right.
I was right.
6 minutes at least. So how about I pass the controls to you? Because normally you only get like 30 seconds to a minute of flight time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna fly out to the right a little bit because it's gonna drift left because of the wind. Then I'm gonna pass the controls over. There it goes. And I found you. Good. Popeye must have found a stinky spot because he is having a good old time rolling in the grass. Popeye, what are you doing, buddy? You find a stinky spot? Oh, okay. And I have it in the second rate, Abby, so a little bit higher of rates. It's fighting. We have like a 2 to 3 mile an hour breeze right now.
Enough to take it though.
It's enough. You saw how much the drone was drifting when we passed the controls off. But this drone, even in the lower rate, fights it really well. On the
Sorry, I'm not very talkative.
when on the camera here, when we took off, is that like right when you pressed record?
No, it's probably like 15 seconds.
15 seconds. So we're at 7 minutes now. Okay. How do you think it flies?
Flies well. It's responsive enough to be able to do FPV to get a shot lined up and to get the shot. It's just a little windy right now, so that's what would make it a challenge.
Yeah.
To get a shot, it needs some type of like GPS to really be able to like lock in on a shot.
What do you guys think about that Hubsan Xeno we've been testing? That is not even in the same realm of this drone at all, but what do you think about that? We're talking a $400 drone with GPS, 3-axis gimbal, 4K camera. Everything seems to be working really well on it right now. I'm so happy with the results. I know we're talking totally different price points here, maybe even different people interested in those drones, but wow, for that price I've been so impressed. You flying it away?
No, it's just flying.
That's pretty far for a toy grade drone. That's pretty far. How's your shot look right now?
I'm facing the ground a lot, but
because you're flying forward.
Yeah, the signal is good though.
Now you can adjust the camera angle on this manually on the ground before you get to the sky, and we have ours angled down just a tiny bit, so when you're hovering it should be a pretty good angle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I was trying to do. It's like I'm not touching anything. The wind is taking it right now.
And that's a pretty good.
And getting a pretty good like pan shot of Death Valley and the trees and stuff.
I will say, we normally don't fly toy grade drones this high or far away, especially Wi-Fi FPV, because we're afraid of interference and they kind of get unresponsive at that point. This one doesn't seem to have that issue at all. So it has a really good flight range too. I'm happy to say we're up to 9 minutes now, so
Yay.
We're almost at the 10-minute flight mark. That would be the halfway point.
There's Popeye.
A lot of you guys probably don't know this, but have guessed it. But did you know that Amelia was at least a little bit named after Amelia Earhart? Abby,
not really.
Abby likes to say we named her Amelia because we love the name, and that's true, we do love the name, but I like to say she had a lot of influence in that name.
I had a friend growing up all through school, kindergarten through 12th, that was named Amelia. Very smart girl, has a law degree now.
Very cool.
So I think Amelia's a pretty good name.
Nice. I didn't know any Amelias growing up. Someone told us recently, and I hope they're watching this video now, that like a few weeks ago, they had a granddaughter named Amelia.
I've seen it spelled with an E. Is that the one who told us and they spelled it with an E?
No, I don't think so.
Like Amelia?
Like Emily?
Yeah.
Amelia. Ours is the traditional Earhart way. Amelia Earhart.
Still trying to come up with a nickname for her though.
Yeah, okay, so right now, you guys can help us. That'd be fun. Let's talk about that in the comments section.
We've known that we wanted to name our daughter Amelia for a long time. Like before we even got pregnant, like we had that name picked out.
Yes. We did not have any good guy names picked out, boy names, but that was our top girl name for a long time.
So we both have nicknames, like Nathan is Nate, Abigail, Abby, And so, I don't know, it just seems appropriate for Amelia
To have a nickname.
have a nickname. So the one I've stuck with this whole time is Mia.
And the funny thing about it.
M-I-A. And the funny thing about it is the whole pregnancy we all called her Ima. So you're just switching 2 letters and you get Mia.
Yeah.
So that's one of the names we have.
But I haven't found myself like naturally wanting to call her Mia. I call her like
Bye-bye.
baby girl and you know, Amelia, but I have not once called her Mia and thought I like that. So I don't know if we want to, nothing against the name Mia for anyone out there.
No, I like the name.
It's a great name, but I just don't, it like doesn't feel like it's her nickname. So
I don't know. We have Amy, just A-M-Y.
And I like that because it's fun because it's so close to Abby. So it'd be like,
everybody, if somebody messes my name up, usually they call me Amy, which is funny.
he's right here. Abby gets distracted when Popeye's at the airfield. She has like 20 brain farts per video because she's constantly looking for Popeye. And I'm just like, Abby,
off.
he's right here at our feet. No big deal.
He runs off. So yeah, so Mia, Amy, those are like the only ones we have right now. I said Millie, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Millie. It doesn't seem like it's her.
So we need some suggestions. Hit us up in the comments section. Keep them family friendly. Let's keep the nicknames family friendly. Keep in mind, you are nicknaming a 2-week-old right now. Okay? Okay, you could offend her.
She's 13 days.
There we go.
13 days old. Hanging out at the airfield with Mom and Dad.
Oh, we're having a great time. What could be better? We have me and Abby, Popeye, Amelia, and drones.
Yep.
Come on.
How long of a flight time are we up to now?
We are at 12 minutes 45
You
seconds.
should restart the camera.
Okay, so DSLR turning off right now. And we're back. So this camera, just so you guys know, is only capable of recording at 13, 14, sometimes about 15 minutes, and then it just stops. And it's a T3i is what it is. We're not really made to do video. People didn't have them in mind to do video when this camera was designed. And we have some that can do that, but the lens attachments that we use to record these, we just don't want to buy a bunch of extra lenses because we're on the sailor budget. All right, I want to fly again.
Okay.
So when I reset it, we were at like 13 minutes.
Yeah. And
we're at about 30 seconds again going into it. I think we're going to hit it. I think we are going to hit that flight time. Look, here's this is why we're scared for Popeye. Now, we love semi-drivers. The world, in America especially, wouldn't be the same without semi-drivers, but they go by kind of fast here, and Popeye would not be big enough to stop that
Or for them to like even see it, see him.
Man, this is a cool drone because I'm pretty far away. I'm still within line of sight, but I was able to, Popeye's at our feet, I was able to see that FPV the whole time and get that shot. Like, this is a very usable little drone. I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, oh, I wish the camera quality was better, but you gotta think, this is a $50 drone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw a comment just yesterday that said like, that camera quality is horrible for $50, and I'm thinking,
what do you expect?
What the heck? It's $50, dude. You're getting a drone and a camera. So you gotta think, I mean, the drone costs like 40 bucks, and so the cameras cost like $10. So you're complaining about a $10 camera? Really?
So look at the lights right now on the drone. They're blinking occasionally. See? Well, that guy's going by a little bit faster. He's just right at our feet. See the blue lights on the back? They're blinking, like occasionally. Does that mean we're recording, or does that mean battery's getting lower?
I don't know.
Because I didn't see that earlier, but I do see it now for sure. Just a very quick little blink. Little blink.
I don't feel like that's the battery indicator.
It's probably an indicator on the drone that we're recording.
Probably.
That's what I'm guessing. This thing flies so well. It's a really good drone. And I love that flight time. So I'm already very happy with the flight time. I know they say 20 minutes, so it should hit very close to what they say, but I'm happy with that flight time. For the price point, I think they could have said 15 minutes on the box, and it would hit 16 minutes and people would be very happy. But when you say 20 minutes, people expect 20 minutes. So that's what we're out to do. We really want to hit that flight time for you guys.
I think Popeye's getting tired. He looks tired. Oh, I heard the baby.
Yeah, she said bark, bark. I heard her.
She does like do this high-pitched
little
bark
barks.
thing. It's funny.
People ask us a lot of times what these things are. These funny wooden things. What's wrong, buddy?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, come here. Come on. He barked. Maybe he saw a little field mouse or something. Stay here, buddy. So people ask us what these are all the time. A little wooden thing. It's designed for gas or glow airplanes and helps from breaking your back and saving your fingers. You put an airplane on there with the prop in the front on the end where those two black beams are. Those are actually padded. There's one over here that has like carpet on it. I'll show you. And the tail of your airplane goes on the long part sticking out of the back. And then you are able to start your engine while standing on the front end of it. So you would stand on this side. Let's see here. See, I'm able to do this whole narrative with the drone. Well, standing on this side is where you would start your engine. And that way the poles there are holding the wing in place and you don't have to worry about the plane taxiing away and getting away while you're working on it. And you can adjust your throttle, tune it, your high end and low end needles, and that way the airplane just stays there. It's safe and secure, and then when you're ready you can set your transmitter down, pick the airplane up, or have someone help you, and then taxi out and take off. So
I think we're at like 17 minutes now.
Kind of an older club here, and they've definitely been around through all of the gas and glow. Now look, the lights are blinking faster, so I think that's a low battery indicator. So what I'm going to do for safety's sake is just stop recording, because it does say 18.5 minutes here on the recording. Should just hit the video button, right? There, it stopped. Because I don't want to lose that video for you guys. There's very unlikely that it wouldn't save, but just in case. And we're just going to record the rest of the video with Abby's camera and try to get that flight time. So we stopped recording on the drone. We're just going to kind of keep it close here. Those lights are blinking pretty rapidly now, so I guarantee that's a low battery indicator. Let's see if we can get 20 minutes. Now,
need about 2 more minutes.
Keep in mind. Oh, there it goes.
There it is. 18 minutes-ish.
I think that if you were to take the landing gear off, take the camera off, and just fly the drone without that, you could probably hit that flight time.
But I think that one's too big to get.
Popeye, get the drone. Get the drone. Get it, Popeye.
He's like, it's too big.
Get it, Popeye. Get it. Get it, Popeye. You get it. Get it, buddy. Well, if you ask me, this is right up there with the Sharks drone that we did. I can't remember the name of it. Was it Visuo or?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but we'll have it carded at the top of this video, and at the end of this video I will have it at the very end screen, like where the ocean is, and Abby and I are cartoons with Amelia dropping in on the island. We'll have this linked there. Not this, but the shark video, if you want to check that out and compare the two. I think that if you're the type of person that wants a folding arm drone, go for that one. If you like the Phantom look, maybe go for this one, because they both hit right at 18 minutes with a working camera. This one flew really well. I have no complaints about how it flew. The flips were but honestly, how often are you going to do those auto flips? They're kind of, in my opinion, I just like flying a drone or an airplane. I like the 2 joysticks and just fly. I don't really like a ton of auto features. I mean, I would probably have preferred this to have no altitude hold, to be honest with you, but with a camera drone, it was really nice. And we see a ton of drones with altitude hold now these days, because a lot of people are either, you have 2 kinds of drone flyers. Most of the time, you've got a camera drone operator like a DJI Mavic or a Phantom or a Spark or the new Hubsan Zeno, and then you have race drone pilots. And all of us in between like to have our nice toy grade drones to get some practice time in. Because here's the thing, when you have a $1,000 drone in the air, it's kind of nerve-wracking. You're thinking, oh, I hope this comes back. I just really hope it lands and I get it back, because $1,000 is a lot of money. You have a $300 race drone in the air, it's a little bit different because a lot of times you can replace one individual part if you crash, but with a $50 drone, there's not as much worry while you're flying. And so I highly encourage anyone that's into drones or wanting to get into drones, even if you just bought something kind of expensive recently, I encourage you to get something that's about $50 or less, just to practice flying in the front yard, backyard, at the park, just to get some extra stick time in so you'll be better at flying your nice drone. Or just start with something cheap and work your way up. Anyway, this was awesome. Very, very awesome. It would be an amazing Christmas present for somebody, so possibly get some early Christmas shopping done. We'll have it linked in the description box below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.
Bye.